Hello, it's Alex Rozier here, and it's Thursday. That means it's been exactly 2 weeks since I posted my first video breaking down my family's personal finances, and it also means that it's time for the first episode of the Weekly Growth Series. This series is going to be all about how we grow this channel from 32 subscribers when I first started, all the way to more than 2 million subscribers in just 2 years. That's the goal anyways, and I'll take you along the way as we try to achieve that. This morning, we woke up to the grand total of 124 subscribers. That's 287% growth in just 2 weeks from where we started with 32 subscribers. Now, yeah, you might be thinking, okay, that's only 92 subscribers, but still, 287% growth is way more than what our goal is of 10% growth week over week. Josh here is my son, and he thinks we're all done, but the reality is we're just getting started. If you run a business, you're thinking about running a business, or you're just curious about what it's like to run a business or a YouTube channel or grow a YouTube channel, this series will be perfect for you as we try to grow from 32 subscribers to more than 2 million subscribers. We're going to cover everything from exploring new markets to talking with your customer to building a product, iterating on that product to try to get to product market fit. And then once you get to product market fit, how do you grow from there? How do you get distribution? It's a little weird because in this case, you guys are the customer and as the audience, and these videos are the product. So I'll be iterating on these videos. I'll be talking to you guys, the customer, reading comments, to try to understand if you guys like the videos or not, what you like about them, different topics I'm covering, different formats, whatever the case may be, and then testing different growth metrics, different growth tactics, and how to hit the growth numbers of 10% week over week growth. This channel is all about how my family earns, spends, and invests our money, and eventually this YouTube channel will start generating some income, and therefore it'll fall nicely under the earn category. And on the invest side of things, obviously it'll take cameras, tripods, computers to marketing spend to hitting the growth goals. My primary career is in sales and marketing for a tech startup that I've been with for 5 years. I was the 5th employee there, since grown to more than 100 employees, but I've always had side projects along the way, little side businesses, and here's another one, but I figured since I'm starting it from nothing, and it is this channel, might as well share it with you guys in this series. Word of mouth is going to be one of the primary drivers on this channel, hopefully around growth, and that's why product market fit is so important, and making videos that you guys actually like is so important, so that you share them with other people who you think might like them, and then if they like them, they'll share them with other people, and then that's how you get the compounding growth, is because more and more people are sharing them, as starting with a small number, but quickly it can grow to a very large number. But of course, it all starts with, are these videos any good? Do you even like them or not? And so listening to you guys is going to be one of my primary objectives with this channel. Word of mouth growth, that comes back to you guys. So if you haven't subscribed, feel free to do so. If like this video, if you like it, and as always, feel free to share it with your friends and family. Down in the description, you're gonna find a spreadsheet that is where I'm going to be tracking the weekly growth numbers. It has how many videos I posted per week, how many new subscribers we got, what the goal was, did we achieve the goal, and just a quick overview of some of the different tactics we tried during that week. As I mentioned earlier, over the past 2 weeks, we saw 287% subscriber growth, which is awesome because it far exceeds the 10% growth number that I have set as my goal, but it's obviously on smaller numbers, but that's fine. The first week we saw 246% growth, and then last week we saw only 11% growth. So we see that there's some lumpiness here. I'm totally fine with that because each of them exceeded the growth number. And honestly, I'm more focused on trying to deliver a quality product at this point and get that nailed down, and then continue to iterate from there. But really listening to you guys, seeing if you even like these things, and going from there, figuring out maybe it's not my family's perspective you want to hear from, maybe it's getting interviews from other successful people, or diving into how to get a job at a startup, or different career tips. Whatever the case may be, I'll start exploring different ideas as far as video content goes, but I'm going to continue to listen to you guys and try to understand what the product is that you want from me and deliver it to you, and then really start thinking about the marketing side of things. But I've tried a couple interesting marketing things over the past 2 weeks, and so I'll share those tactics with you now. So I have my laptop here, and I'm going to go over the strategies I tried over the past 2 weeks. From a product standpoint, I released 3 videos. It was 50% less than what I wanted to do. I wanted to do 3 videos per week, so that would have been 6 total. You know, I ran into some legal issues and just trying to manage and figure out how do I even produce and allocate time properly to get 3 videos out per week. Each video is taking anywhere from 8 to 10 hours, so it's going to take some work to figure out, you know, just time management issues. I posted, as far as distribution goes, as I talked about this a little bit in the previous video, I posted these videos to my personal channels, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Has gotten some decent traction there, and that probably accounts for most of the first week's additional subscribers. It's just friends and family who are interested in this project. I posted on Reddit. Reddit was a big one for me. Reddit, I hired a brand management firm for $89 to go and engage with the post once I started getting traction after I posted on Reddit. This was a big deal for me because it's one of my primary theses, which is using some of these other platforms to then pick up traditional media, to pick up the videos and get coverage through traditional media. And that's just what happened on Reddit. I got picked up by ABC News. They ran a story on it, and that led to a lot of distribution. I got some decent viewership, but it actually didn't convert very well to subscribers. So that's an interesting takeaway. There are different theories I have for that, as far as, you know, maybe it's because I didn't have very many subscribers already, so there's not much social proof. I also don't have a big catalog of content, so that may be a reason people aren't, you know, interested in hanging around. Anyways, there's a lot of different theories there. It also might be that it's just not a good way to drive top line subscriber count, so we'll find out. We'll keep testing. Once that ABC News story ran, I did my own follow-up piece where I talked about that ABC News. I talked about it in a video and also did some written content, which then I posted on Reddit again on the content marketing subreddit, which got some decent traction there, probably accounted for 2 or 3 additional subscribers. I also posted that content on LinkedIn and got some engagement there and additional distribution. LinkedIn is one area I'm particularly interested in to see. I hear that there's a lot of organic distribution that's happening through that platform for content, so I'm really curious to see how that plays out in the growth. Thus far, it's gotten decent traction as far as distribution goes, meaning that they're showing, when I post there about, hey, I just posted a new video, they're showing it to a pretty wide audience and getting some decent viewership on there, but it's not necessarily converting into subscribers. I think I'm only at like 1.5% of my traffic coming to my channel is coming from LinkedIn, compared to Reddit, which was like 30% or something like that. A couple just kind of guerrilla tactics. I went over to Graham Stephan, who's another personal finance YouTuber, went to his Instagram account and went into some of his old posts and started commenting and engaging with his audience, just, you know, relevant information to what they were already talking about, asking them questions, trying to understand what they were talking about before and add value there, and got a few subscribers on Instagram from those interactions. I don't think it translated to any meaningful YouTube growth, but that's just the thing. In the early days here, since we're only trying to get 10% week over week growth, the early days, you know, that's only 10, 11, 12 subscribers per week. So a lot of these early tactics, you know, these guerrilla tactics of, you know, it's more of a sales tactic than a marketing tactic, can work to still hit those goals. And it doesn't matter as far as, oh, is this scalable in the long term? That doesn't matter. What we're focused on is this week's goal. How do we hit this week's goal from a content production standpoint, a product development standpoint, and then also from a marketing perspective. I also went into the financial independence subreddit and started commenting and engaging with people in that thread. This subreddit is all about people who are trying to achieve financial independence or just interested in the topic, similar to what my family is trying to achieve, which is financial independence outside of your primary career or salary. The interesting tactic here was that I was commenting to people, engaging, not really self-promotion, but then I had an idea to do some interview style videos for this channel in the future, and so I started DMing some of the community members in this subreddit, asking them if they would like to do an interview on this channel itself, which I actually think may have led to a couple of them actually subscribing to the channel. And then of course, around engagement, Facebook, you know, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, all of the comments on all the posts that I put up, Reddit as well, all the comments I responded to with my own comment, which helps increase the engagement and get more distribution on those posts, which then drives more subscribers. So why 2,067,243 subscribers? Why that number, as we say in the title? And the real reason is because it's just 10% week over week growth, and that represents a number that shows you've hit product market fit, and it also gives me some indication that the community is liking these videos. They're really feeling engaged, and it's working to build the community, and that's the main point of this channel, is to build a community around living a life of purpose while limiting the amount of financial stress. And so that's the real reason why that number is there, because I really believe in that mission and want to produce a product around that mission. Another reason for this goal is I love SMART goals. SMART goals are something that I can orient my mind around and really focus on to try to drive towards whatever I'm trying to achieve. SMART is an acronym. I always mess this up. I have it on the computer here. It's an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. And some of those parts of that SMART goal methodology are really critical for me, particularly the realistic component, because when you first look at this number of over 2 million subscribers in 2 years, you think, oh, that's not realistic. But when you break it down to why it is, and that's the 10% week over week growth, you think, wait a second, this may be realistic. And honestly, I have this way of always inflating my goals and making them unrealistic and then having a hard time going and achieving them. So making sure this number is realistic is critical to me. And honestly, at the end of the day, if we don't hit the 2 million number, it's not a big deal for me. The main goal is, am I producing a video that you guys find helpful or useful in your life? And is it expanding the community? And is that community then helping each other and having impact in the world? The last point on why 2 million subscribers in just 2 years is that building a community is actually really good business. For one, my costs remain fixed as far as video production goes. What I'm spending right now as far as time and equipment will be the same as what I have to spend even if this video was being viewed by 2 million people. So that's super valuable in that there's not, from a unit economics perspective, there's not additional cost to have to distribute this product. The other thing is, on the distribution side, I have a platform, YouTube, that'll do distribution of this video for free. Not only just the distribution of the hosting of the video, but then they'll also go and do marketing for me too. So that's a whole nother thing, that these platforms are very powerful from a business perspective. Yeah, you're vulnerable to them changing the rules in the future, but that's fine, because at this point, the business is really the personal brand that I'm establishing with you all and building this community of like-minded individuals who are trying to live a life of purpose while limiting the amount of financial stress and anxiety that they have along the way. Some of the strategies behind the product creation, just some high-level strategies. It's not really relevant for this week specifically, but just to give you guys kind of some insight into what I'm thinking in the future. From a products perspective, I've already talked about, we're going to be testing different formats, different types of content, me specifically, and then having interviewers or engaging with different storylines, different types of content. Anyways, there's a lot of different things I'm planning on testing in the future. On the content side of things, we're also going to be testing optimizations. One of the core drivers is going to be optimizing this content for the YouTube algorithm so that they see it as good content and then distribute it further. So there's a whole world around that as far as making sure there's high click-through rates, so making your thumbnail on the video look good and making your title something that is interesting to people and makes them want to click it. So all these things are different areas that I'll be testing. As far as testing different strategies from a distribution perspective goes, word of mouth, as I've mentioned already, is going to be huge. YouTube algorithm is going to be huge. Right now, personal social profiles is a big one for me, only because the number is so small and I have some clout already with my my personal network. And so posting to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn is a useful strategy in these early days. I also plan on leveraging different platforms, like emerging platforms. TikTok is one that is popular in the younger generation right now, so I plan on trying to create some content specifically for TikTok that then will funnel over to YouTube, kind of as a lead gen there. And Reddit, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, Quora, some of those different social group platforms will be, as I mentioned already in this, for week 1, will be critical to the growth of this channel as one strategy I'll continue testing. And along those lines, commenting on people's other communities channel, providing value there, doing collaborations from podcasts to YouTube channels to blog posts, everything, trying to leverage other people's audiences and get to grow our own is going to be another strategy to try. Traditional media outreach, from what we achieved with the Reddit post of posting on Reddit and getting that story picked up by the content curation that happened there, to just direct outreach to media, trying to pitch a story and then get that story run through their network and their distribution to, again, grow the community. And then last, obviously we'll eventually try paid ads. That's not something I'm interested in doing right now because the product, I don't feel confident, is locked down yet. But once I feel more confident that the product has legs and the community is enjoying what I'm producing here, then we'll do paid ads, Facebook, YouTube, whatever the case may be. So I'll give you insights into the strategies that are being run there and how that performs. So hope this is interesting to you guys. Obviously I'm excited about it. This is my passion. It's also just something that I love as a hobby and I've wanted to do for a while, and hopefully it comes through. It gives me a little playground to play with ideas and test new ideas, and we'll see how it goes. And I have no qualms about it, that there are going to be plenty of failures along the way, plenty of successes, and I plan on sharing them all here so that you guys get a real insight, and hopefully there's some application that you can pull from a YouTube channel and how to grow a YouTube channel into your real business. Hopefully you guys like this, and let me know, comment down below if you have any ideas or thoughts or things you would like me to try. And you know what I always say, guys, it's free 99. Smash that like button. Thanks guys, I'll see you in a few days.